Agnes, here we are, another awesome book review. I am so excited about this one too, Trish. Go ahead, share with them what we're doing. This week we are doing A Storm Force by David Blake. That is part of the D.I. Tanner series, and I believe this is book number 7 in the series, Trish. Yes, this is book number 7 in the series. Oh, I just love the D.I. Tanner series. But I almost stopped when, in one of the previous books when he lost his girlfriend. I was just so upset. I know, Agnes, but we got back into it and we were so happy that we did because we absolutely love this series, don't we? Yes, we do. Well, let's just get down to it, Trish, and get started on the book review. Alrighty, okay. So, the concept is there is a missing girl. And then, oddly enough, seemingly unrelated, there are 3 very high profile men who know each other. One of them ends up dead in a very gruesome and gory weird circumstance. He's been murdered. Yes. And there is a blackmail letter. Yes. And oh my goodness. So you got a missing girl and then this guy. And then one of the other 3, there's 3 of those high profile fellers. One of the other guys ends up dead. Nothing like this guy. Nothing gruesome, nothing like that. But there's another blackmail letter. Exactly. And you know what? Why would you blackmail somebody that you're going to murder? Because, obviously, if you murder them, they're not going to pay the blackmail. That is what adds to the mystery, Trish. And then to top it off, in the middle of all this, there is the worst storm headed this way. They're over 20 years. Exactly. And then something else happens. Oh, yes. Then, mysteriously and seemingly unrelated, you end up with 2 or 3, no, I think it's 2 exotic dancers end up murdered. How can this be happening? And blackmail and high profile and dancers and oh my goodness. Exactly. So, there is major conflict going on because these are high profile individuals that have 2 of them that have been murdered. The D.I. Tanner's boss, D.I. Tanner's boss is on the warpath because his boss is telling him he's got to get it solved really quick. Then he starts meddling and doing knee-jerk reactions and making it so hard for D.I. Tanner. And then D.I. Tanner's got to worry about his own boat. There's a storm coming and he lives on a boat. Exactly. The main characters are D.I. Tanner, who's our main character, and he is our detective, and then he's working with D.I. Vicky Gilder, Vicky, and then there's Christine. Don't forget about Christine. Christine is a Broads Ranger, and Tanner, she was introduced in one of the previous books, and we do not know if she's a love interest or a friend. And if it's going to be a love interest, they seem to have a lot of trouble getting that relationship started. Let me tell you. Exactly. And then, of course, then there is Superintendent Forrester, who is, of course, Tanner's boss. Oh, yeah. And, he is just driving Tanner crazy. What worked for you, Agnes? Oh, I love the character development that this David Blake does. His characters are so developed so well. They are so realistic. I can relate to them. I can think, now I don't know any policemen, but I can say those personality types I have run into, and it makes it an easy and interesting read, and I just love it. What about you, Trish? Exactly. I do have to say, I love the characters too. I just like they seem so realistic, and you can think, oh, I know somebody like that, especially somebody with a boss like Forrester that goes meddling. I mean, I actually have a friend who's experiencing that right now. Exactly, Trish. What didn't work? Well, as usual with David Blake's books, I can't name anything that didn't work. Now, I can tell his well, it's Christine. That just kind of irritated me. Wait, Christine. But that's not something that doesn't work with the book. She just didn't behave the way maybe that you wanted her to. Exactly. I mean, in the other books, she seemed to be very understanding to the pressures that D.I. Tanner's under as a policeman. That she seemed a little bit short-tempered in this one, I think. You know, a little bit of the D word. Agnes, we can't say that. Oh, okay. Anyway, the writing style, it's great for me. They are short chapters, and one thing I will say that I have really, really appreciated. Now, Agnes and I have started reading another detective book, and I've got to tell you, this particular book, and I'm going to keep going with it. Very detective-y. It's but I get the feeling like it's like a screenplay. There aren't these rich descriptions. It seems to be short on it. And I think by reading a book, and there's no complaint, that doesn't have the rich descriptions, it is making us appreciate David Blake's rich descriptions that you can really picture in your mind, and it gets your imagination going. Exactly. And that's a writing style that I really, really like. We've also picked up another books. I guess you could say my tomboy side. I love spy novels. I've never reviewed one, and I picked up one that somebody recommended. It was written in the 70s. I'm not struggling with it in per se. Well, she feels like she's back in school when she's reading it. She put it down. Well, I am going to pick it back up. But no, this is a writing style that's easy, and it's great, and it's relatable. Short chapters. I love it. You don't want to put it down. But you can also pick it up and read it, and then put it back down, pick it up and read it, so like it doesn't confuse you where you have to then go back and reread certain things. It's just really, really great. Really. Did you just sniff? I'm sorry. It's a hay feather season here in the UK. Anyway, action. Oh! It's the perfect amount of action, like all of the D.I. Tanner stories. Oh, my goodness. Suspense. When it comes to a conclusion in the end, yeah, but there's no horrific goriness and those kind of things that we do not like. But you are on the edge of your seat, and the action, you're like, ah! And it's really, really great, and I do love that. Me too. Now, subplots. What's the subplots, Trish? Well, there is a continued tension. If you had read the previous books in this series, there is another detective that actually was kind of put in charge before D.I. Tanner came back. He left for a while. We won't get into that. And D.I. Tanner doesn't necessarily trust him. We are in the process of kind of rebuilding that. Are we going to be able to trust him? Is it not? That's something that's going to be continued on. I think that's definitely a subplot. What do you think, Agnes? I think it is. And the other one is what is going to happen with Christine? Well, we don't know. Are they finally going to become a couple, or are they not going to become a couple? We don't know. Was the end satisfying to you, Agnes? Oh, yes. The end. Oh, my goodness. How he managed to get all of these things going on, the dancers and the high profile guys, and the missing girl that we learned about in the beginning, how he managed to pull it all together, and you were on the edge of your chair reading the end. I tell you what, I mean, if someone had called me Trish, I would have hit ignore. Me too. It was really that good. I like the ending. There was one thing I didn't like. I know what that is, and we are not going to tell them. It's a spoiler alert. makes perfect sense with the book. We were just disappointed. Exactly. But the book is great. I highly recommend it. I absolutely love this series. I love this series so much that we read so many books. Yes, we do. We read so many books. We just can't keep up with them all because, we live here in the UK, but then we also live in the US, and how are we going to keep up with all these books? So, anyway, we are constantly carrying books to charity shops and things like that after we read them and decide if we're going to do a review on them. I have to admit, we have every single one in the D.I. Tanner series, and we are not going to get rid of them. No, we're not. We are keeping them because we are really enjoying those. Now, it's rating time, Agnes. What do you get? One to 5. How many dummies do you give it? 1 to 5, 5 being the best. 4.5 dummies. Why 4.5 dummies? Because you're always criticizing they're always getting 5 dummies, and that one particular thing that we're not going to tell you about. But that's nothing to do with the book. That's the story, and it's believable and intriguing. 4.5 dummies, Trish, and you can just shit in. Okay. I do hope you enjoy this, and keep tuning in for more murder mystery book reviews, dummy murder mystery book reviews. Thank you so much, and I can't wait to see you next time. Let us know if you'd like to thorn the book group, because I would love to. Me too.